I don't like whatever fanbase you're a part of. Sue me. Most fanbases these days are just full of people who would love to tell you about why you're wrong for liking something. And everybody loves talking about the best ways to enjoy something and the wrong ways to enjoy something. And I'm just saying, I think you're just missing the point of enjoying something. I mean, I love Elden Ring mostly.
What the
But there are some FromSoft fans who will literally hang me by my tongue because I used summons on Melania. Like, dude, I spent $60 on this game. I will spend all $60 of content. And if you don't like that, then you can suck my ball. Sorry, I don't know what came over me there. But what I'm getting at is that most fan bases are just kind of dicks. Starting with a fan base like the music fan base. Now, this one is in my objectively correct opinion, the least offensive fan base. That being said, music fan bases are just horrible, dude. I'm not talking about the average Joe, like the guy who listens to whatever's on the radio. They're fine. But they wouldn't define themselves as a music fan. They'd define themselves as a fan of music, which are two totally different things. I'm talking about a music fan. The kind of guy who listens to Travis Scott and tells people to kill themselves if they listen to Drake. Or vice versa. Those are the types of people I don't like. Or the kind of person who would happily get into a multiple hour-long debate with somebody about why Nas is better than Jay-Z. God forbid you listen to somebody who is conventionally famous, otherwise you'll get an earful about why Taint Liquor 69420 is the prophet of making bars. And trust me, I'm aware I sound like I'm just rambling about people I don't like. Which, I am. I don't like rap fans. Music fans. I don't like music fans. But regardless of very clear bias I have on who I don't like, there are all sorts of music fans out there. Even some good ones. The kind of people who stick their little earbuds in and will listen to We Didn't Start the Fire to Alexander Hamilton to Meet the Grams. The kind of person who will ask you what kind of music you like and doesn't immediately tell you to commit suicide because they don't like who you mentioned. But let's say I don't know. Take the amount of people who would try and kill you for listening to the wrong music and turn them into certified freaks. The kind of person who would look at a dog in high heels and say,
I'm fucking the dog. I'm fucking the dog, Ted.
I think I'm gonna fuck the dog.
I'm fucking that dog.
I think I'm gonna fuck that pooch.
Tucker, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fucking the dog.
I'm gonna be talking about people like literature. Yep, the weird people who would take a Where's Waldo book and ask, how spicy is this book? And expect something that isn't a resounding what the actual hell. But to explain, Book Talk is considered a group of people on TikTok who would give each other book recommendations. Well, that's what I would say if that's what they did. But instead, they actually just show off books and ask how horny it's going to make them. Hence the word spice. And I know, you're probably thinking something like, Milkman, isn't that some real freak shit? Especially when a lot of books have child protagonists? And to that I say, exactly! And it isn't just that they're little freaks, but they also gatekeep and dox people who don't like what they do. I sure do hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the ass later. But my main point is that we're adding Book Talk to my trifecta of shitty fan bases. And don't get me wrong, they're also toxic like the music fans, but we already covered that, so I don't really need to re-mention it. But if you ask somebody who uses TikTok what they think of Book Talk, they'd probably tell you about how addicted the whole community is to spicy books, which is what we're mainly talking about right now. Spicy books are considered by the Book Talk fandom to be what they could use to get their pleasure out. Something like 50 Shades of Grey if you haven't caught on yet. And this type of book is mostly what Book Talk cares about. But where there's yang, there is yin, and the yin would just be people who read books. No spice, no nothing. It's just all about reading and taking in the characters. Something most book talkers would rather die than do. But unlike music, unfortunately people like this are few and far between. We are mostly surrounded by the book talk people. But let me tell you, viewer, there is a community that is like both of the ones I've mentioned. But it's worse. This community gatekeeps, this community doxes people, this community threatens to kill people, and worst of all, this community power scales. The anime community is a group of very sad, filthy people with nothing better to do than to look at anime focused on character growth or relationships and debate on whether they would beat Goku or not. Now, it should be obvious, but I'm not part of this community at all, I promise. But anime is as old as World War II. Pretty much everybody knows about it. And there's a lot of different genres of anime, but most of the bad fans you'll see are in the shonen genre, which is the type of anime. And they are who I'm mostly going to be focusing on, because most of the other genres are just a lot of. So let me ask you a question. What do you think of Goku? He's a pretty cool character, right? But he would definitely lose to some characters, right? Well, if you ask the average anime fan who likes Goku, they would look you in your eyes and say with 100% certainty that Goku would destroy all of fiction and that you should for even insinuating he couldn't. Which is certainly a take to have on Goku. God forbid you say a strong character is strong without saying that Goku is stronger. Gojo's powerful? Well, you better make sure to say Goku is even stronger, because otherwise you'll be hunted by all sorts of rabid fans. But regardless, Goku isn't the only thing anime fans get a little handsy about. You should never bring up something debatable with an anime fan, like what is the most popular anime of all time. Hey, wait a second. That isn't debatable at all. You can answer that. And it isn't One Piece, it's Dragon Ball. Now I know you must be thinking, Milkman, it seems like you're getting a little bit heated over a community that you claim to not be in. And to that I say, well, I'm not an anime fan, so there. They just love comparing themselves to other media, and I like media, so there. Such as 30 million SpongeBobs versus one Goku. Except you'd only really need one SpongeBob and he would wash Goku instantly, because that's just how the power scaling community works. And power scaling is part of anime, don't even. And I will die defending that. Actually, no I won't, because the average anime fan would kill a man to defend their favorite character. Look, I'll DM my friend, and look what he says if I tell him that I don't like Chozo and I say nothing else at all. See, he's fuming. He wants to kill me. If he had the chance, he'd fucking decapitate me. But don't worry, I won't let that happen. Now, my friend is just kind of a lucky break when it comes to anime fans, but look at these crazy fucks defending Goku. I mean, this guy said that Goku is Goku-versal. What kind of verse is Goku-versal? But I think I might be hammering a little too hard on Goku here. So for the rest of the video, I will not be talking about Dragon Ball. Instead, let me talk about people who would die defending their favorite anime. People who like One Piece or Jujutsu Kaisen or Dragon Ball or One Punch Man. These people are the kind of people who would see the big three of anime TikToks and lose their minds because Luffy or Saitama isn't on it. But if you hate the list so much, then just make your own. And I would move on, but I still have more to say. Like, for instance, have you ever seen a popular anime? Something like Naruto? Well, that's too damn bad, because you aren't a true anime fan unless you've seen some dumb, unknown, Japanese-only anime like My Adventures with P. Diddy, Ava Chris Tyson, and Dr. Disrespect. Once you've seen that, then you're a true anime fan. And anime fans will swear by the craziest and freakiest stuff and swear that it's goated if you just give it a watch. And they might be telling the truth, but then again, I'm not going to watch my wife turn into an elementary schooler. Why? Because I'm not him. And don't even get me started on the fangirls. Dear God, the fangirls who can't stand the idea of not getting on video with a figure or poster and getting freaky with it. And let me just say, if you do that, don't post it. Nobody wants to see it. And with all that said, what am I getting at here? Well, if you somehow didn't get the gist of it from all that rambling, fan bases just aren't in a great state right now because of fans who don't get the point of being a fan of something in the first place. Enjoying something doesn't mean that you've got to enjoy it the right way, or that somebody can even enjoy it the wrong way. You enjoy stuff because it makes you happy, and truth be told, I like Dragon Ball, but I don't give a fuck if Goku loses to SpongeBob. It just isn't that serious. And that's what most fans are missing these days. They all jump at the nearest opportunity to prove that their undying love for a genre or a person when the people at the top don't even really know you exist.
What?
I mean, it's kind of sad when you really think about it, because if somebody well and truly enjoys something, then you aren't going to take them away from that belief, especially if two bad fans get into an argument. I promise you neither of them will convince the other one, but they still feel like they have to try, which makes it really saddening to think about the current state of fan bases and just fans generally. You hear more about bad fans than you do about good ones. So I think the real moral of our story is that you can still enjoy something without needing to prove some undying, profound love for it. Because at the end of the day, if you spend all of your time defending your favorite fan base, then nobody is going to like you.